Don't you just love it when you win the early kickoff? Oh, beautiful. A 3-0 win against Nottingham Forest at home today. A beautiful performance. 3 goals, 3 points. Somehow Zubimendi has scored a brace. He scored a header. Just think about that for a second. Zubimendi, he might be the smallest defensive midfielder we've had in a long time. And he scores a header. I think it took a little deflection, to be fair. But his first goal, oh my God, the volley of dreams, which again, I think it's just taken a slight nick as it's gone through the box. But unbelievable performance from Zubimendi. And you've got to feel for Real Madrid and Liverpool fans because obviously that was the likely destination about a year ago. But he's at Arsenal and we love him. We're going to take good care of him. Gyökeres also scoring quite literally 30 seconds into the second half, which pretty much killed off the game. Look at this. This is what you come to see Arsenal play. This is why you come to see Arsenal play. Sometimes it's a little bit boring. The way we're very patient, we move the ball around and we're waiting to just pounce. But there are moments where I don't think any team can handle it. It's just so good to watch, and we've just added flair this summer. With the signings of Madueke and Eze. Eze is obviously a very different type of player to Madueke, so it gives us a completely different dynamic on either side. It's fascinating to watch Eze. I absolutely love him already. Because he's not an out-and-out winger, you don't know what to expect, let alone being a defender against that. What do you do? What's Eze going to do? He can take you down the left side. He can cut inside on the right. He'll nutmeg you if you're not careful. He's just so tricky, and I absolutely loved watching him today. The sad news, of course, is, well, it is sad because we all appreciate Ødegaard. I think a lot of people have fallen out of love with Ødegaard in recent times because he's struggling. But Ethan Nwaneri came on and was brilliant. So part of me just thinks this is an opportunity, actually. If Ødegaard's out again, he's just come back. It's crazy, isn't it? But if he's out again for a couple of games, potentially, I hope Nwaneri starts because he was brilliant. And it is sad that Ødegaard's injured again. But I think right now, he's probably the one kind of... I'm not sure if he's actually firing on all cylinders and doing that well, to be honest. But of course, hopefully it's nothing serious. He is our captain. He is still a name that's instantly on the team sheet every week for Arteta. We have to back him, although he can be quite frustrating at times. But it was great to see Nwaneri come on and do such a good job. Eze's assist to Gyökeres, by the way, whilst it was millimetres onside, it was so close to being ruled out. The pass was way better than the finish. Gyökeres doing what a number 9 does. He's just in the right place at the right time. He could have scored again afterwards. He hit the post. Otherwise, Gyökeres had a pretty quiet game. But I think we're going to have to get used to this, okay? If I go to the lineup here, basically, Arsenal are going to be moving the ball around here, and then hopefully Gyökeres pops up. That's effectively the plan, I think, because he's just so different to any striker we've had in recent history. I can't think of a Gyökeres type player that we've had for a long time. I don't know what vibes I get from him. He doesn't remind me of any previous Arsenal strikers. Yeah, he's just new, and it's refreshing, but it will be frustrating at times. If he didn't score that goal today, we would be having a very different conversation. If he had only hit the post and had a relatively quiet game like he had, it's obviously different because he has scored. But I think we just need to rethink what an Arsenal striker is now. This is very different to Aubameyang, Lacazette, even going back to like Henry's, Van Persie's. Gyökeres is very different, and I'm all here for it. And I think the Madueke and the Eze signings are already starting to show maybe a different system, a different plan that Arteta has in mind. But we do need to talk about Zubimendi. It was absolutely outrageous, that first goal. For sure, I mean, if it didn't take a touch, if it was a completely clean strike, and if it was maybe just slightly further to the right, if you go and watch it, you'll know exactly what I mean. This literally shows you he's just banged it on the edge of the D, volleyed it. From the original view, it looked like it flew right into the top corner. I squealed like a little girl, and I instantly said, that's goal of the season so far. for sure. You know, we're 4 games in. It's the best goal we've seen so far this season. But then you watch the replay, it's still incredible technique. He's got so much power behind it. Very difficult for a goalkeeper to deal with that with so many bodies in the way. But it wasn't as good as I hoped. So still unbelievable. I think we really saw why Zubimendi was so wanted by Arsenal and Liverpool and Real Madrid. He is going to be a very important player for us. The things he lacks, he makes up for in so many other ways. Yes, he's not the quickest. Yes, he's not the most physically imposing. But the way he moves the ball around, he's got Arsenal DNA. He is like an older Cesc Fabregas to me. I remember watching Cesc break into the team, although you could argue slightly different positionally. It's their traits. The way they play is quite similar, I think. And Zubimendi might be playing as a DM for us, but he just isn't a DM throughout the whole 90 minutes. He's actually finding himself in these kind of positions. So obviously if we're in their half, he's kind of on the left, he's on the right, he's sitting back. And obviously Declan Rice didn't start today. We had Marino instead. But I can imagine, as we've seen already this season, that Zubimendi and Rice, they're going to have a relationship where they kind of pick and choose their moments and they kind of rotate in and out of their positions, which I think is going to be really good. It keeps opponents guessing. Zubimendi, just fantastic today. I want to talk about Mosquera as well, because I think this is going to go under the radar a little bit outside of the Arsenal realm, okay? All Arsenal fans will say to you, wow, Mosquera, but no one else is probably going to say anything. This guy is 21 years old. He cost us, I think, £13 million. It was like 16 million euros, something like that. It's an outrageously low fee from what we can see so far. He has come into the best defence in the league on match day number 3 at Anfield, put in a really solid performance. Obviously, Saliba's not quite fit enough to start today. He's back for the next game, I'm sure. But Mosquera starts today for the first time, and he looks like he's part of the defence that's been the best in the Premier League. He has done such a good job to adapt. He looks very, very promising. Of course, it's early days, and the thing is, though, you would normally say, oh, he's not having a great time, this new player. He's got time, though. He's just come in. It's the complete opposite. He's doing so well, and I'm questioning, is it just a bit of luck? Is it because we haven't played... No, we played against Liverpool. I was going to say we haven't played against like a top opposition to really test him, but no, we have. He is just doing a really, really solid job. It's an absolute steal right now. And to be fair, from now, he could put in a few average performances, and I'm still going to say it's a bargain because we've seen how good he could be already. So impressed with him. And, you know, I was watching the game with a few friends, and people were talking about Mosquera having a good game, but how good was Gabriel today as well? Sure, clean sheet against a team that had, I think it was 5 shots in the end, but none of them really testing the Arsenal defence. There was a great save from Raya, but Gabriel didn't have to do too much defensively today. He still did well, but his output from centre-back, some of those line-splitting passes, diagonals across the pitch, absolutely sensational. He truly is an unbelievable player, and I think as soon as Ødegaard came off, he was our captain. He already is a captain-type player. He's bossing the other players around him. Him and Rice, very similar in that regard. I really like that we've got multiple captain-like figures at the club. I think it's a matter of time that potentially Ødegaard... well, see, the thing is, it was put to a vote, wasn't it? I think Arteta said that it was put to a vote and the players voted Ødegaard as captain. But it is a matter of time, I think. If Ødegaard isn't at the club at some point, it's going to be Gabriel or Rice. It's just going to happen. But the players clearly really appreciate Ødegaard and his captaincy, so you have to respect that. But if I could, I would absolutely pass that on, especially if Ødegaard's injured in the next few weeks. I mean, who knows how bad it's going to be. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. But I'm looking forward to seeing Rice and Gabriel as captain. Sue me. Madueke was really good as well. A lot of talk, people saying that Saka's got a problem now. I wouldn't go that far. I think Saka's going to get back into the team pretty easily because we all know how good he is. He's done enough, hasn't he, to justify not being replaced instantly. But for sure, we have signed an absolute beast that is going to push Saka more than he's ever been pushed before. Saka he'll feel very different now if you think about it, Saka over the last few seasons, there's no real pressure on him. If he doesn't have a good game, who's going to play right wing? You know, Trossard could go out on the right. Martinelli came on the right today. It's a completely different life for Saka now because he knows he's got Noni Madueke right behind him. Super impressed with Madueke. Calafiori was great. Timber was brilliant again. And in terms of substitutions, obviously Waneri got quite a lot of game time today. I thought he was way better than a 6.6. I actually thought he was very good. Lewis Skelly looked great, although, again, he keeps... It wasn't a foul. He was given a foul, but he keeps turning into trouble in the middle of the pitch. He's got to get that out of his game. He's got to, because it's almost every game he does that now. And every time he's getting a foul from it, but one day he won't, and we'll concede from that. Rice came on, didn't have much of an effect. Could have potentially scored, though. Should have scored a tap-in. The ball was just ahead of him. Martinelli obviously didn't have much time. Same with Trossard, but Trossard with that lovely, delicate chip into the box for Zubimendi to head home. Unbelievable. Quick word on Nottingham Forest, because this is 2 3-0 losses in a row. You've got Arsenal fans chanting, "Are you Tottenham in disguise?" Ange was getting serenaded as well. You're getting sacked in the morning. Yeah, defensively, they're obviously going through some issues right now with serious injuries. Murillo's out now as well. Hopefully nothing too bad for them. I like Nottingham Forest, but I think this is a bit of second season syndrome when you have a team that are pushing way higher than you'd expected. It's quite typical and quite common that the next season there is a bit of a fall off because expectations are unrealistically high. It's not sustainable. They've got more games this season. They're in the Europa League. They've switched out manager, which they shouldn't have done. Reports are that the players are fuming. They liked Nuno. They didn't want him to go. And now they've got Ange Postecoglou, who's a great coach, but he's fresh in. It's going to be a really, really difficult transition period for them. But they've got the players to do it. They should still finish in the top half, in my opinion. But with all the extra games and now 2 very poor results in a row, the pressure is definitely on for them. I think they'll be okay, though. I'm not going to say, they're going to get relegated. That's for sure. So all in all, very, very happy with that. And of course, that means we go top of the table. Liverpool obviously have to play Burnley, which they will comfortably win. I'm going to go watch Crystal Palace versus Sunderland. I'm rooting for Sunderland, as you know, this season. They're my second team, so hopefully they'll get a win there. We just have to hope that Burnley can do something against Liverpool. And maybe Brentford can pull out a win against Chelsea. West Ham are going to beat Tottenham, so I think we're good there. And then we've had the perfect weekend. So thank you for watching, guys. Next week, we will have an Operation Arsenal, but we're also going to have a live version because I'm going to the City game. So I can't wait for that. And hopefully I'll see another really good performance.